Story. TRT World's defense analyst Ubay Shabander joins me now in the studio. Ubay, thank you for joining me today. So we talk a lot about what Saudi Arabia is saying externally. Of course, they support Muhammad bin Salman and say he knew nothing about the killing of Jamal Khashoggi. But what is really happening inside the kingdom, inside the House of Saud?
Well, this is almost becoming a case of Game of Thrones meets Lawrence of Arabia's international intrigue around the brutal murder of Jamal Khashoggi is now at an all-time high. And speaking of intrigue, the murky affairs of the palace, of what's happening inside the palace amongst the princes in Saudi Arabia is a very difficult one to sometimes understand. But we're seeing here reports, first reported by Reuters, that some members of the royal family may be ready to replace Muhammad bin Salman once King Salman dies. Very interesting report. One major prince who's been reported here as potentially being in the line of succession is Prince Ahmad bin Abdulaziz, a full brother of King Salman and the uncle of Muhammad bin Salman. But we can certainly expect Muhammad bin Salman not to go quietly in the night. Now, of course, these are just reports that we are seeing. It's still very difficult to understand what's happening inside. But given the international intrigue and the condemnation of the brutal murder of Jamal Khashoggi, many inside the palace in Saudi Arabia may be ready to make some moves in the line of succession. But let's not forget King Salman. He's known as the custodian of the two holy mosques in Saudi Arabia, a very important role. He is still the king. No one is going to do anything in Saudi Arabia until King Salman passes away. And that could be at any time, no one knows. But some really interesting reports that we're seeing here reported by Reuters that other princes inside the kingdom, inside the palace, may be ready to take some action. We'll have to wait and see on whether that pans out.
Yeah, well, talk to us a little bit about what role does the U.S. President Donald Trump play in this? He's, still holding off, pointing the finger at MBS. Meanwhile, his own intelligence is saying that MBS certainly knew about the killing and probably ordered it, and members of his own Republican Party are saying the same thing. I mean, what is Trump waiting for?
Well, absolutely. President Trump plays a very important role in how this is all going to play out. Let's not forget the United States is Saudi Arabia's most important strategic partner. Saudi Arabia receives billions of dollars of weapons from the U.S., and with Saudi Arabia providing a significant amount of oil exports as well. Long-standing relationship. There's also a significant amount of intelligence cooperation between the two countries. So what President Trump does next could potentially be the deciding factor. We've already seen some major strategic repercussions in Washington following the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. For instance, Senator Lindsey Graham said that he will no longer do business with Muhammad bin Salman. President Trump, he's had since his own son-in-law was almost the personal envoy, the de facto envoy to Muhammad bin Salman, Jared Kushner. So now all eyes are going to be on what President Trump does next. But let's not forget, President Trump will do what President Trump always does. He will go with his gut, regardless of the leaked CIA report and regardless of the pressure that he may be facing from the Senate.
Yeah, he is certainly a wild card. Ubay Shabander, thank you.